Welcome back to Living Smart with Valerie. I'm Valerie, of course, and we're talking money. Today, we're going to be finding a workout routine that works both for me and for my budget. If you're anything like me, you have a love-hate relationship with working out. I used to run track, but I don't anymore, of course, because I'm an adult and I don't run pro. Ever since I stopped running, I basically had to teach myself how to work out without training like an athlete. That was my automatic mindset every time I went to work out because I had a fantastic coach in high school and we trained like athletes, not like we were high school kids. We trained like athletes. Every now and again, I'll be like, okay, I need to figure something out. What do I want to do? Pilates was my first big jump back into working out. I'd go twice a week. That was not feasible because I was a sophomore in college and I don't believe I had a job at the time. Maybe I did. So nothing able to keep up with the cost of Pilates. So eventually I stopped, and at the time, the place I was living, they had a gym, and so I would sprint there, do a little makeshift workout, and that was like enough. But recently, I had been interested in finding a workout routine. When I'm looking to work out, I'm occasionally looking at running. It's usually not an option because I live in a house, so I don't own a treadmill. There's no treadmill around. There's no like apartment gym, so I don't have access to that. And I refuse to run on pavement. It's bad for my knees, it's bad for my ankles, it's bad for my joints. Would you like to hear it? I'm going to show you anyway. I don't know what that is, but I know it ain't good. I'd like to work out twice a week, 3 times a week. That number is very willing to change based off the options that are like feasible for me. Like if I had a gym, I would probably go a lot more because I wouldn't always be working out. I would be at the sauna. I would be, doing something like a yoga class or something more slow after very like intense days. So I've done a lot of research. I've looked into a lot of different gyms, studios, workout classes, you name it. The 5 that I narrowed it down to are Lifetime Fitness, LA Fitness, Equinox, Hotworks, and Berries. When we talk about Berries, we're going to also talk about ClassPass because that's how I see myself utilizing Berries. Starting with LA Fitness.
I'm at LA Fitness. I went on the tour. First impressions. It is not exactly up to my standards. Kind of guessed that based off their website. The cons are it's really full at 10 a.m. on a Thursday or 11 a.m. on a Thursday. The person I took the tour with said it gets a lot busier, and I'm like, there's no privacy. When you walk in, you walk into the gym. There's no true lobby area. Not many gyms have much privacy, but that gym has no privacy. The Pilates studio is facing all the workout equipment. It's not close to my house. It's closer to my office. It's not in an area that I frequent. The women's locker room, it's nice. The sauna's in there. The steam room is in there. I don't think I could relax there, and that's the whole point for me. At the end of this, I do want to have something. So I'm trying not to be too picky.
So LA Fitness is on this list because when I was doing research, I was under the impression that their base membership of $29.99 did cover their reformer Pilates. I was like, okay, cool. I get Pilates and I can keep my Sweathouse membership. I kind of get everything. And it wasn't until I went into tour that I found out that that was not the case, and that the case was actually that it's $99 on top of the $29.99. So it's $128 every month. I do feel misled, and I'm trying not to come across as someone who's been betrayed, but I do feel misled. As a consumer, it is simply annoying. It's not that I was not willing to pay the price. You told me price A, and then it's price B. Let's talk about Berries.
Berries proved to me that I am not serious about my fitness journey at all. I don't want to get stronger. I like working out as like a relaxation thing. It's intense. And if you're like serious about your fitness journey, you go there. 1000%. If you're training to run a 5K, if you're training to run a marathon, a half marathon, CrossFit, anything like that, that's that. That class is worth all the money. I feel like if I did this more than twice a week, I'm ready to run a 5K. No sweat. Like, it's just not what I'm looking for. I can't tell you I didn't like it. I liked it for what it is. It is not for me. This does not align with my fitness goals. It aligns with my budget, but it just does not align with my fitness goals. For the price point, 10 out of 10. Worth it. You'll never get anything like that anywhere else, I don't think. I really don't know what to tell you. You'll never get anything like that anywhere else.
Single class, if I was to buy a class from Barry's, it would be $35. I think on ClassPass it averages to be about 8 credits, and to me that's perfectly fine. That's kind of what I would expect anyway. I'm sure it fluctuates up and down, but around 8 credits is probably accurate. If I was willing to work out like that, it would be something I would do all the time, once a week, twice a week, but I'm not willing to do that. I'm willing to do it every month to push myself, maybe twice a month to get myself in a routine of it, but it is intense and it's not like that on accident. If I was to use ClassPass, I would utilize it, but if I was using a gym, I probably wouldn't use it. I would probably take a workout class at my gym that is vaguely similar, or simply do something else. I also did a trial workout at HotWorks.
I finished my workout at HotWorks, and it's not that I don't like it. This place, it doesn't have any amenities, and that is what I really want. It's not bad. I don't think it's a good fit for me. And it's not that I don't think it's a good fit for my lifestyle. They're 24/7. But for me, it's not enough. It's not enough for the price point, I think. It starts at $59.99 a month, and they have another package that's $79.99 a month. But both of those numbers for me are too high. To me, I feel like $30 would be the price I'm willing to pay. The trial session I had today, there was nobody in there. And I'm assuming it's kind of like that a lot of the times. There's not really anybody in there. But they can have 3 people in there. You and 2 other people, and there's not enough room for 2. There's not enough room for 3 people. There's enough room for 1 person, me. That to me is also and then you have to rent your own mat. You can buy it outright, but I think it's $100 some odd. And for me, it's just this ain't working.
It was a fine workout. The workout wasn't what I had an issue with. It was kind of everything else. The studio that I went into was very small, and the saunas weren't particularly large, but for one person I was like, oh yeah, this is nice. And then I was made aware that they can actually have up to 3 people in there, and I was no longer okay with that. The location that I went at about 3 p.m. on a Friday, which I think you would normally start to see some pickup. It wasn't that there was nobody there. There just simply wasn't that many people there. I had never been to that location. I had never been to the area where that location is. I don't know if it's simply not busy, period, or if it's not busy right now. But there was nobody in there when I did my trial workout, and in most of the other areas, there wasn't that many people. However, I'm not keen on the fact that multiple people can be in there. Not that there simply are not. I would prefer for it to only ever be able to be me. That would make it a lot more worth the price. Their base price is $59.99 a month. Since the workout is in a sauna, they require you to use their mats, and so that means you either have to rent a mat from them or buy a package from them that includes the mat. And to me, that's just not interesting at all. I would just rather have the workout separate from the sauna, so I'm just kind of gonna go the other direction. Next is Lifetime Fitness.
They gave me a free smoothie. I don't want to say I'm underwhelmed. Here's the thing. Lifetime is $189. If it was $140, I kind of don't know what price I'd pay to come here. Maybe $100. Maybe $100. It's not that it's bad. It's just Lifetime is very obviously a chain. There's 16 Lifetimes in the city of Houston. That might be a low ball. I don't know. I think it's just kind of it's run of the milly a little bit. Again, the $189 is more doable, but I don't know if I want to do it. I'm not willing to break my back to figure something out in order to like afford this place.
I have been to a Lifetime Fitness before. The specific location I was looking at has a deal for those 26 and under. You can get the membership for a discount. The price point, does it match? It does, and then it doesn't. I think it really does in the amount of classes they offer, but in like the overall vibe, which is what really matters for me, it doesn't. It's a nice facility. The locker room is very nice. They have a steam sauna in the women's locker room, a hot tub, a cold plunge in there too. Very nice lounge chairs. It's nice. But for $189 a month, I feel like I could get some more. That location is a lot smaller than any other Lifetime Fitness because it is downtown. And they mostly cater to people who work downtown, which is why their parking situation is a parking garage. When I took a tour there, I did have to pay for parking, but the person I took a tour with mentioned they would give me 3 hours of free parking every day. So if I did go, I'd have 3 hours of free parking. And that's nice that they give you 3 hours, but to me, I feel like I shouldn't have a limit. I feel like I should just kind of have free parking because I pay like almost $200 a month. It's like, yay, I have 3 hours, but now I feel like I only have 3 hours to be here because I'm not going to pay for parking. I don't like paying for parking. It's not like the worst thing in the world, but for $189, it's not what I prefer. The thing that is nice is that their price is the price and there's no commitment. I do believe that there is an initiation fee, but like there is no 12-month commitment like there is at Equinox. Speaking of, we're going to talk about Equinox.
I just finished my tour at Equinox, and all I'm going to say is that price is high. However, is it worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. That place, like, I wasn't like taking pictures or videos or anything, so you're just gonna have to believe me. It's that good. It's that good. It's my style. It's clean. It's beautiful. The views, 10 out of 10. Top tier. I need to run the numbers because I don't know how viable of an option this is. The commitment is what's scaring me because it's a 12-month commitment. You know, I'm young. My life keeps changing. So if I do this, we're in that gym every day. I'm getting all $235 worth in there every single day. I really want it. I really want it. I really want it. I really want it. Like, I'm hoping $235 falls out of midair every single month. I see potential for it. I really do. I really gotta ask myself, how serious are you? What are you willing to give up? My nails? My hair?
Equinox was my favorite place that I toured. I loved it. That was the third place I went to, and after that I couldn't think about anything other than Equinox. It just changed my mind about what a gym could be. They don't call themselves a gym, they call themselves a health club. And that kind of gives you an idea of what like to expect. To me, the overall vibe in there isn't like you're spending $235. It's like they're spending $500. I saw where every dollar goes. If I'm gonna spend a lot of money, I like to feel like I'm spending a lot of money. And that's how I felt. This would be the only one that I think would be pushing me financially. In this case, I would have to make a lot more tough decisions. If this is something I really want, how do I make this work? Since I've been on that tour, that's something I've been thinking about a lot. And I have a lot of different ideas. I could start doing my nails again. I used to do them myself. I could start doing them again. I could do press-ons. I used to do that. I could do it again. My hair is not negotiable. I will never, ever, ever do that again. There's so much stuff I could do. Out of those 5, and treating berries like it's class pass, the options that I see myself picking from are either Equinox or class pass. Equinox for $235 is a hefty commitment to make every month for a 12-month commitment. So it's a bit more of a toss-up for me. If I did ClassPass, I see myself doing the $129 a month subscription for 63 credits. The difference is mostly, do I see myself going a lot, like every day, or is that like not reasonable at all for me? I see myself going to Equinox if I'm like, I'm gonna go every day, this is what we're gonna do. And ClassPass, I see more of like a few times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. So yeah, I have some very big decisions to make. I probably won't make a choice until March. Since I have the numbers now, I can take advantage of the time in between now and when I want to sign up for either of these subscriptions. Spend the next month tracking my spending and being like, okay, I can cut here, I can cut there, I can start cutting back early. Giving myself that month instead of being like, I need to do this now, gives me a lot more time to prepare and get a bit more of a big picture look at how can I make this happen one way or the other. I hope to make more videos like this, getting a lot more of a look at who I am, what I like to do, what I like to spend money on, what I like to save money on, all the things in between. I feel like this is a really good way to get more information about me and how I manage tough decisions. And having to navigate decisions like this is very real for me, for you, for everyone. And this is just a way to connect us, Smart Financial, to you, people who have decisions to make. If you have a decision to make and you would like insight on how I navigate that situation, that is totally possible. I would recommend commenting the situation below, DMing it to me, and we can make something work. However, I would disclaim and I would remember that I am not a financial advisor. I just want to know more about what people want to know, because I know what I want to know, but that's all I can know. So if you have any topics you want me to cover on Living Smart, feel free to comment them, DM them. It doesn't matter. We're open. I'm open.